Hello, hello, hello. So welcome back to the channel. Blue Wolf Cast, of course. I'm Blue Wolf. It's nice to see you all. Yeah, I'm just dropping the first name at this point because it's irrelevant. It's irrelevant at this point. So in today's video, first I want to say I'm coming on camera with no makeup. I do have a lip combo because I don't want my lips to be dry and I don't just put chapstick on given that I'm feminine. So no makeup. And I figured that I wanted to do this for myself because some of my videos I be looking at my skin and be like, what did I do wrong? Like, why did my skin look like that? I wanted to really challenge myself and see what I can look like with no makeup with just skincare. So I know I mentioned in previous videos that my skin be looking crazy because of the treatments I've been doing. Sometimes I don't moisturize, sometimes I can't, sometimes I just left the gym. It just look, I don't know, I'd be like, what is really going on? So this is fresh skincare done, and just a look combo. That is it. Yeah. 6 months on HRT. Actually, I'm like 7 months now, too, by the way. That's a whole journey in itself. Watch my previous video on Selena Gomez is the inspiration of my 6-month HRT journey. 6 months, yeah, 6 months HRT journey, yeah. So watch that video. It's very entertaining and very informative about more in depth about my life. Let me put an earring on. So in today's video, we're going to, first let me say this. I'm a shopper. I am a severe shopper, like almost like a shopaholic. Y'all see me unboxing dolls all the time. Like, I've been doing hauls quite often on the channel. I've just been shopping all 2024. And quite a bit, actually. I feel like I've been responsible, but I've been shopping. And, you know, I remember points in my life where I wouldn't really buy myself anything. Like, I would, like, really be vigilant on try not to splurge as much. I was really big into saving. So I'm going to tap into that more this year. So in today's video, I'm going to show you all in upcoming videos, opposed to hauling, I'm going to do stop-ins with you all to show you what I've been wanting to purchase, but I haven't. I think that would be very interesting content because there's so many things I've been purchasing that I'm like, I did not need to put that on my credit card. I've been updating my business uniforms like 3 times a year. It's just like no more. Anyone who owns a business out there understands that you can write off uniforms for work, and given that I own a school here in Michigan, a beauty school. So it's at this point where I'm noticing I'm investing in the business, but I'm also not saving for the business. So I want to save more opposed to spending more. So I've been, you know, updating the uniforms at the school for myself. Little things here and there. It's just got to a point where I'm just like, I can't do it anymore. I need to pay down some credit cards because I'm gonna be honest, some of my credit cards are maxed out and I'm paying the bills. Like, don't get me wrong. First off, I want to say this. Credit cards are property. Credit cards is like owning a home. I look at credit cards that way. It's like owning a bank. Like, some people own a bank that cap out at 3 billion. Some people own a bank that caps out at 28 billion. You know, it all depends on which bank you're owning, right? Credit cards is like your own personal bank. It's real estate. And the reason why I put real estate in it, because in real estate you have fees. You have property tax. You have, property tax, which the school district takes some out. The garbage and waste takes it out. It's just all the services to maintain that specific lot space. Okay? Credit cards the same. To keep the money running, to have a call service, to have someone to be secured, all that stuff costs money. And they take interest out every month when it's time to do your payments. And I'm grateful to have them. I think anyone who's out there, this is serious talk right now, anyone who's out there who has a vision for elevating themselves, I say invest in upping your credit card. I wouldn't say your credit card score, but sometimes you do need a good score to score some of these credit cards. But you can start anywhere. I know some people give out credit cards with $200 limits and so on and so forth. You can work your way up to the bigger credit cards, 20, 10,000, all of those things, okay? But you got to keep in mind, always look at the minimum the minimum amount that's going to be owed to the credit card. You want to at least have that available in funds monthly to pay on top of your other bills. So if you have a lifestyle where you already capped out with your mortgage, or you capped out with your rent or your car payment, or I don't know, school bills, whatever bills you have, and you feel like you're capped out, you may not want a credit card, because that's just going to add more problems to you. You get what I'm saying? Because you spend money on your credit card, yeah, you got more money now, but you also have to pay the minimum due. If you can't pay 120 or whatever the minimum due is, on top of your other bills, is taken into your food or your needs, it may not be a smart idea. But if you notice that you having extra money, you're just able to save more, I think you should invest in credit cards, because it's good property to own. Because when you're time to take out a lump sum, you don't have to go to a bank. You don't have to do that. You really just go to your credit card and make a purchase, or do a balance transfer, or so on and so forth. So I do feel that credit cards are a great thing to have for anyone who is, I think, personal and business. You know, I use my credit cards for business purposes, because a lot of things we can write off as a business, but also as a business, writing things off, you don't want to be writing off too much, because you're psychologically telling yourself that it's okay because it's a business write-off, which is cool, but it's still money being spent. And that's what needs to be waking up. So this year alone, I'm really only going to be paying for essentials, which is food, house needs. I'm not going to question my food. Like, I'm going to buy food. Even though I'm getting better into my diet and health, because I am on medication, which is HRT, and also semaglutide, which is a lifestyle drug that helps with keeping your body mass down. And being on those two drugs require you to step up your game in nutrition. You have to be eating your protein. I notice when I drink protein shakes, I don't get hungry. So sometimes my mind subconsciously don't want to grab a protein shake, because I know I'm not going to be hungry, and I just want to eat something, because I know if I eat one meal a day, I want to make it a good meal. So sometimes I'll try to skip the protein shake because it's going to keep me fuller, because that's what the medication do. So I'm being more strict on making sure I'm getting my protein intake. So drinking my protein shakes, eating my protein snacks, and then, choosing my main meal wisely, opposed to door dashing something that may not be the best choice out of the choices I may have to choose from. Not because of money purposes, but more so just health purposes, which it all plays in a pot, which helps it all. So I'm not going to be strict on that. I'm going to purchase my protein shakes with no questions. I'm going to keep my fridge in stock with those things, my protein snacks, because I did go to the doctor. My protein is low. I am vegan, but also I'm on a medication that lowers your protein because it prevents you from eating as much and so on and so forth. So if I'm not eating as much, you know, if I was eating 3 meals a day, my protein would be up or manageable because of that's just what that is. And not just that, with eating protein, I know this video is about my spinning, but this all plays a part into it. When I was eating 3 times a day, snacks, I was keeping my protein up because I was consuming food, you know, but I also was keeping my body mass up too, which is not healthy for me as well, carry around extra body fat. So it's kind of like you gotta like choose. I like for my mental health to stay slimmer, as you've seen how I present it. And if you go back to my previous videos, you've seen how my look was different, and it's helping me with my whole transformation to feel the most cuntiness about myself. And I like that look for me. I like the petite look. That's just what I'm into. That's just what that is. But also, I don't want to cause health problems just trying to be petite. I want to also do it in a way where it's the best for me. And it's not to a point where it's best for me or what's best for me or what's not best for me. It's just in a sense of this is what's required. And what's required is for me to keep my protein intake up. So what I'm doing is drinking a protein in the morning with 18 grams of protein, which they're actually really good. And they stop me from getting dizzy when I stand up, all of that, because I'm consuming something. And then from there, because when you eat 1 meal a day, you got to think your protein is probably for that meal is like 18 grams of protein, maybe 20, you know, maybe 24 at the most. But, you know, if you especially add bread to it, you know, you're not really getting no protein in that. You eating a side, which potatoes, which don't have that much protein. They have some, but not a lot. You know, so you have to really supplement that protein intake for your body. And actually, you get the better result in weight loss that way anyway. So I'm just being more strict on it. And I think going with my doctor and seeing my blood work and actually hearing the numbers really woke me up and said, okay, I gotta take this serious. Because I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna do a separate video on this, but the separate video is going to be about me opening up. And comment below if y'all want to see this too, about how I was okay with being protein deficient, because I'm like, I want to break my body down to get this petite body. And I was like, whatever means, break it down, because I was born male. So, and also I didn't start hormones until later in life, you know, in my, you know, early age. So with that being said, I was like, the muscle that I already built from all of the testosterone, I want to break that down. And I'm like, I know if I'm protein deficiency or low protein, not deficient, but low, because I knew the risk of taking the medications, it would break my muscle down faster and give me more of that lean, extreme lean, smaller physique, which I feel like it's been doing it, but I'm like, I don't want to do it to the point where, you know, I'm like, oh my goodness, like it's unhealthy for my body as a whole. So that's with that being said. And that plays in a part of me spending, because now I'm not going to just buy food because I'm craving it. I'm going to buy food because of its nutrition purposes. And also, it sounds enjoyable. I love pho. Pho is a great meal for me to get as a main dinner, because it's filled with veggies, tofu, it has some carbs, the rice noodles, the broth, and then it has cilantro, and it has basil. It's such a great meal. And then you can add some chili oil for some more fat if you would like to do that. So it's just choosing more. And then I drunk a protein shake in the morning. I'm going to drink one at night. So I'm making sure I get that protein in. And then also the main meal, even though they say you should get protein that's your body weight. So I should be getting like 100 and at least 150 grams of protein, but I don't know if I can get all that. But 18, that's 30 something, so that's adding a lot of protein into my everyday meals on top of what I'm also consuming for my main course. So I have to really make sure, and I have these bars that I eat that has like they're little bitty bars with like I think 8 or 6 grams of protein or 10 or something like that. So I'm just gonna make sure I eat one of those. Just keep stock on those things and eat them. Even though if I'm not hungry, eat it, because I know the medication is making me not hungry, but I also need the protein intake. Now let's get into the video about the shopping. Now in this video, I'm gonna just show you all a couple items that I've been wanting that I almost purchased, but I did not. First, I must say my iPhone, my personal phone is broke. So I did order a new iPhone. I'm actually thinking about sending that one back and just getting the screen fixed on this one, because that would be $50 a month extra onto my bills by replacing this with the newest iPhone. So I think I may call Sprint and tell them send it back. I'm going to just get my screen fixed. I'll keep you all updated on what I do, because with the phone that's being sent to me, you gotta sign it. But I have to be at the salon soon for a client. So it's at this point where I don't have no one living with me. So who's gonna sign for this package? And UPS don't have like a time they will be there. You can't track them. So it's kind of difficult for me to be here to pick up the phone. So I'm just like at this point, like, is it meant for me to just send the phone back? So I'm leaning towards that, and then that would save an extra $50 a month that I can put more into paying down my properties, which is the credit cards that I mentioned earlier. And have more money to make sure my fridge is stocked with the latest and greatest protein shakes, the latest and greatest protein bars, and so on and so forth. So my goal is to pay down my debt to get to I don't look at it as debt. Debt isn't real because it's all my money. It's really paying up my money, because my credit card is my credit card. So if I pay $1,000 on my credit card, I'm $1,000 richer. That's just what it is. It's just my credit card can't just be used right now. I just need to pay it down. That's it. And I'm paying fees for having the property. That's just what it is. That's just the reality of it. It's just what it is. Who's going to manage your card? Who's going to be your call services? Who's going to be sending you out letters? You got to pay those people for that convenience. It's just what it is. It's just what it is. So I have about 10 credit cards, maybe more than that. And I'm proud of them. I'm so proud of my credit cards, because I like to collect credit cards just as much as I like to collect dials. This dial right here has been making a debut. I think because she's on my desk and she's easy to grab. But just like I collect dials, I'm a connoisseur for dials, I'm a connoisseur for credit cards. So, and I started that at a very, very young age. I'm still very young now, and I'm still on a streak of collecting credit cards. But I'm at the point where some of my credit cards are like at the threshold. So I'm at a point where I need to pay it down to even apply for more credit cards. And I don't want to go into 2026 with high credit card bills, because that feeling like is not a good feeling. Like every time you pay down your credit cards, the amount that you owe on them, like their minimum fee goes down. So if I have a credit card that I have to pay $250 a month on, or $260 a month, if I pay them $1,000, that may be cut down to $200 or $210 a month. You see how you can knock your payments down or your responsibilities a month? It's kind of amazing. That's my tiny baby. So yeah, so I think with me stopping my shopping, because I'm thinking when I buy dolls, it's like, oh, what's $100? And then I'm like, oh, what's 35, or what's $60, or what's $80, or what's, I bought $5 for, what's 400 or something dollars for 5 dolls. Bringing it up, this one, the Bratzillas. You know, I spent 400 something dollars for 4 of these. Not this, all the whole line. But I'm like, you know, which I don't have no regrets. Like, those my, I must admit, like, if I was still following Bratz at that time when I was building my business, I would have probably poured into buying these when they was on the shelves. But these came out when these came out with around the time of my early years of like becoming on my own and stuff like that. First, like moving out and things like that. So, you know, I was really busy at that time building my career in my field in cosmetology. So I wasn't really focused on my inner child like that. I was just focused on my inner adulting, I guess you can call it. You know, going into like, okay, let's make a life for myself where I won't have to live with mommy or daddy or whoever or granny. So that's what my focus was at. But now that I was at a place where my living situation, you know, I own my home, I own my business, I'm growing my business, I'm expanding, I'm now a proud school owner here in Michigan. It's like I got to a point where I just wanted to like feed my inner child. So that's where all the purchasing of the dolls and like things like that. I can't tell you how much I spent in dolls last year, but if I had to throw out a number, I spent about a couple grand, like maybe I would say probably around 15 to 1800 on dolls. I'm just on in like merch that I've been like collecting, maybe $2,000. I think it's around. I'll just throw $2,000 at it, and I'm just like, and that's give or take. And I'm just like, that's just dolls, not on top of clothes I've been purchasing and, you know, just like stuff, books and, you know, things. And then it's like, you know, having property, you got property taxes, you got water bill, all these things, right? And it's just like, I'm able to pay my bills, but it's like, I don't want to feel tight. I don't want to feel tight. And I'm just like, to loosen up that tightness, let's stop the purchasing, you know, on the things that, you know, serve you, but like, yes, hold off for a minute. Yes, prioritize. So I was about to buy this coat. I'm gonna shoot up a picture. It was a coat. Let's get into the items that I was gonna purchase. So I'm just gonna tell you a few items, and then we're gonna go from there. I ended up getting a different coat because I did need a new winter coat. I had got the flu, I don't know what it was. I got a fever, okay, and I'm just like, you know, and it's like 20 degrees here in Michigan, like, and I got crop coats on. I need a long coat to the floor, something warm, you know. So I went ahead and purchased this coat here. But the coat I was gonna get is this coat here.